The Ladybird Book of the Do-Gooder. The do-gooder does all sorts of crazy things. It can be something as easy as running a marathon, or as difficult as dressing up. To make this eccentric behaviour seem less like a cry for help, or the beginnings of a substantial personal crisis, the do-gooder does it for charity. For this year's Comic Relief, Ed Sheeran and the man from Poldark are swimming from Land's End to John O'Groats. David Walliams has already done it twice, so the challenge this year is to do it underwater while carrying a string bag of eclairs. Good grief. People who do not want to run a whole marathon can do a half marathon. Jellicoe has a fear of heights, so he's doing a half skydive. He will be picked up by a balloon at 1,600 feet. John Bishop was brave enough to tackle a 24-hour screaming challenge for Comic Relief. Doctors have warned fans that the live DVD will be out in time for Christmas. Vernon has a job as a street fundraiser for the RNLI. He wears a high-visibility jacket, a high-visibility bag, and high-visibility trousers. Everybody on the street still pretends they can't see him. Every penny that Anthony raised for his food run was spent on vital supplies. He hired the cheapest boat he could find and chose not to waste money on a GPS system, compass, or professional captain. "I didn't expect Africa to be so cold," says Anthony, as he unloads the rice parcels into the snow. Oh, God. And who are we all thinking about now? Mr. Carrisbrook is growing an amusing Victorian beard in aid of his Gilbert and Sullivan Society's March Tash fundraiser. He has decided he's too busy to ask his employees for sponsorship, so he puts them all down for £30 each without telling them. Since it's staff appraisal week, he's sure none of them will mind. "Mummy, I need the toilet," says Ella. "Only another 855 lengths to go," says her mummy. "But Mummy," says Ella. "It's for Save the Children," says Mummy firmly. Martha bought the cookbook full of celebrities' recipes because it was in aid of a good cause. She's sure she followed the instruction for Derren Brown's cauliflower cheese to the letter. And yet, 3 days later, it's still multiplying. Judith screamed when she found a crumpled letter at the bottom of a sports bag about the school bake-off tomorrow. "I'm going to bed," she said. Esme and Harriet hope that their cheese honey toothpaste sultana and oxo biscuits will be a big hit. In 1988, Bob Geldof restaged his famous Live Aid concert in space. Sadly, an orbital drum solo from Phil Collins dented the broadcast satellite, so everybody back on Earth missed this show-stopping zero-gravity performance by the band Queen. This painting by David Bowie is all that survives. Ottiline is calling Comic Relief to check where her donation is going. "Do you have any schemes that address problems in Britain?" she asked. "Specifically Bracknell, Windsor Drive, number 46. No, we've got clean water already, but we could do with new decking." Ottiline believes charity begins at home. "Like the costume?" asked Sean. "Marvin very nearly has a trouser accident. The nursery fun run is going to see some record times this year." Nathaniel has persuaded all the staff at his rooftop narrowboat toasteront to take part in a hipster triathlon in aid of Vinyl for Africa. After the penny farthing half-marathon stage, they must take to the pool for the forbidden events such as bombing, petting and smoking, and lastly run 10 miles in pound stretcher trainers before they become fashionable. At this Save the Planet concert, singer Gwen Stefani shows she knows how to make a grand entrance. Her private jet will now crash safely into the sea or an unimportant town. Tickets to the fundraising dinner cost £200 per head, including the promise of live music. Gulliver has been playing his Bee Gees on Broadway medley for 20 minutes now. The organisers are thinking of pretending there's a bomb scare. Muse have agreed to take part in a televised baking competition to raise money for charity. Dominic, the drummer, turns out to be very good at piping. And, for once, all of the band have high hats. Tansy and Wolfram are collecting the sponsorship money from their playground run. £640, please, Mum, says Tansy. Mum realises she must have written £20 in the pear lap box rather than the total box again. Last year the school named a diving board after her. Sponsored Talk Like a Pirate Day has gone down very badly at the Samaritans. Yar! Have you tried telling her how you feels, Jim lad? Asks Hugo to the sobbing caller. Oh, shouldn't laugh. Helen has set up Just Giving pages for her sponsored breakfasts, sponsored school runs, sponsored commutes, sponsored lunches, sponsored dinners, sponsored sleep, sponsored social media updates, and now sponsored drinking every night for a month in the need of hung November. Her friends are thinking of staging a sponsored intervention. Bridget has been riding a tortoise from Daventry to Halesowen for Red Nose Day since 2009. Her schoolwork has suffered, but she's raised over £170. It's incredible to think that only 10 years ago this place had no running water, says Lenny Henry. A combination of charity and global warming has changed the village beyond recognition. 5 years ago, Maxton texted the word goose to a number on an advert to donate £3 to a goose sanctuary. He now receives a bi-monthly 80-page Goose magazine, weekly goose updates by telephone, and once a year a birthday card with a goose on it. Maxton certainly got his money's worth. Keep bouncing, Christopher, says Jasmine. There's still famine. The end.